Hello YouTube. For your reviewing pleasure tonight, I have a 1974 Earl release of the International PayHauler 350 construction truck. It is a dump truck, as you can see, and it is a massive kit. Kit number is 8013. I'm not going to actually go around the box on this one, as the box is extremely large. To kind of give you an idea of how big the box is, Tamiya extra thin bottle. Yeah, it is an extremely large box for a 1/25th scale vehicle. So let's get actually into the review of this. So flipping this open, we'll go ahead and I'm going to tip the camera down just a bit for you. Alright, so let's start with the instruction sheet. Grab out our small decal sheet, which again, for 1974, that they are in that good a condition, it is astounding to me. But we'll definitely have to be careful when I put these together. To be honest, the standard pictures haven't changed really much since 1974 for Earl for how to build a model. So, continuing on though, start with the massive engine construction. So, go through. The nice thing is it does give you a little checkbox so you can check off what you've built. It also does give you pictures of what the sub-assemblies should look like at the different stages. So it is kind of nice. You have your two fuel tanks here. Hydraulic tanks, transmission, batteries. Again, showing you what they will look like when complete. Then you have the ram assembly for the dump bed. You have your frame rails and chassis assembly. You have the rest of the chassis detailing with leaf springs, all of the suspension work, and then continuing on with even more detail of the chassis. It is a nice booklet of instructions showing you pictures of what each section should look like when complete. Rear axle construction, front axle construction. Again, how each part should look at the end of that constructional phase. And putting the engines in, putting the tires together, which there are multiple parts to the tires. It is a massive, massive truck. Then we get to the actual dump bed assembly. So you take the outer shell of the dump bed, add in the side ribbing details, top details, all of the mud guards, everything like that. Then you build up the cabin for the driver. Actual cab area, the doors, all of the interior detail parts here, telling you where to trim out parts and pieces, what needs trimmed out, where to put additional details. So, again, a very extensive booklet, like I said, for the construction of this. And then at the end, you have a fully built payloader dump truck. So, again, very ingenuitive for the 1970s, and this is one kit that I did not even know existed until I stumbled upon it, like I said, when I was out in Eugene. So, taking a look, we have the inner hubs for the wheels, you have your driver's seat, front radiator, two-part radiator, so kind of flipping through the detail a little bit there. I'm going to kind of avoid this side for a moment. So, continuing on the glass. It is a little bit wobbly when you look through it, but it's actually fairly clear. Camera actually makes it look a little bit more clear than what it looks like in person. Set our decals off to the side. Then you have your cab, which is basically just for a single person. A couple more door details, tank details. So now we get into the actual parts to this. There are your tires. So again, Tamiya extra thin bottle is an example. it is about the height of a Tamiya Extra Thin bottle. So inner hubs for the inner wheel sections, they are actually labeled as Goodyear tires. They are actually embossed with Goodyear on them. Double checking. Yep. Making sure that they didn't cleverly say something else. Here is your dump bed. So to give you an idea, it's going to probably come to about here when complete. Again, throwing into perspective, you could probably fit at least 3 Tamiya Extra Thin bottles wide in this thing. To try to give another sense of perspective, if I have a car body handy. So grabbing a quick car body here. There's a car body for a Chevelle. So yeah, definitely extremely large model. It's one of the few car models that you actually would want to think about where you're going to store it before you start construction on one of these, if you can find it. Here would be the front grille assembly section. So, again, kind of give you an idea. That would fit about roughly right there. So, then you get into all of the frame rails, side ribbing parts for the actual dump bed. Carefully slide that down, got some delicate parts on that. But I did want to get down to this here. So you have the rear hub, or the hubs for the wheels. Very nicely detailed. Again, here's your rear axles. And then back down again to, actually this is the frame rails. In fact, this bag happens to actually be open, but I'll go ahead and kind of keep these in because you can see everything. The nice thing is, no ejector pins on any of the leaf springs. So thankfully that's not something you'd have to contend with. These old Earl blueprint kits are absolutely amazing when it comes to the detail that they offer. However, they are extremely scarce. Again, when I seen this out there, I had picked it up. I've only seen, I believe, 2 on eBay since then. So they are very rare and hard kits to come by, especially nowadays. But if you want to build a dump truck, especially one that is in 1/25th scale, this is about your only option. And to be honest, it is, in my opinion, well worth the money for the detail that you get in the kit. So, hope you've enjoyed this look at the Earl Blueprint series PayHauler dump truck. So, actually, I will go ahead and, I guess, now that I got a couple parts out of there, go ahead and look around. So you have the good detailed tires. Talks about being able to raise the body of the dump truck, opening doors, and then on the back, some additional kits. They actually just re-released this Great Dane. I wish they would re-release some of the old plows, but it's kind of like I said, it's definitely an interesting kit. Hope you've enjoyed. Have a wonderful rest of your night.